Hello, everybody. Just discovered or just was reminded by the bartender, Diana, that this day, 4 years ago, all Pennsylvania bars had to shut down at midnight. The oppressive lockdown of the beer cough had begun. And she said it, and all of a sudden I was like, holy shit, she's right. And it reminded me, I was here that I remember I stopped by after work and it was so busy. And because I was working all day, I didn't catch the here. Someone said to me right like, "Yeah, we got closed right at midnight." I'm like, "Really?" And they're like, "We won't be open tomorrow." And they're like, "Nope, we all shut down. Everything is shut down." And I remember, I remember everybody was coming in, basically celebrating St. Patty's Day a day early. Uh, there was a lot, and I mean a lot, of car bombs being ordered. This bar sells a lot of pizza. They ran out of pizza dough by 10 o'clock. It was just insane. And I mean, we all remember what happened after that. I mean, because some of you where you live, it didn't affect you like others. I remember the iron how California, the most progressive state in our union, they were the first to do lockdown, and Pennsylvania was the second. We were the second state to do full lockdown, and we all know what happened after that. I remember talking to people later on, uh, and how that day in Pennsylvania, if you want to buy liquor, you have to go. It's called a state store. The state runs all the liquor stores. You can't go to like a grocery market, or regular beer distributor to get your liquor. You have to go to a state store. And apparently, the lines at state stores was so long that lines were going outside of the door just to get in. People were just at that point, and people were just like buying whatever they could off the shelves. There was stuff that was completely, like, liquor stores were like completely sold out. And I remember people who are exclusively uh, drink liquor. I remember people taking trips on the weekend down to Maryland to get their liquor because you couldn't in Pennsylvania. And then I remember also how, like in Pennsylvania, we're getting to the point where uh, the uh, the Gestapo of Pennsylvania, the state cops, started pulling people over, like entering and exiting the state, or supposed stories of that. Whether that actually happened or not, I don't know. But I just remember all the stories how like people would like go out and take a drive because they were getting stir crazy in the houses, and how like they'd be given tickets by the police because they shouldn't have been out. It was just I just remember being completely insane. But and originally it's supposed to be like for like 2 3 weeks, and then it got extended again and extend again. I mean, I remember I was like, wait, these kids aren't gonna be able to graduate because they can't go back to school, and just we just remember all of that, and it was just insane. When the bars were allowed to reopen because of restrictions to keep people from congregating, and it was so stupid. What the bar had to do was, instead of sitting at the bar, they had to set up little tables at the bar and the chairs around the table, so that way you'd only have like 2 to 4 people at a table, and then like 8 feet away or 6 feet away there'd be another table of people. And I mean, it was insane. I remember the LGBT, the the state bar, where the cops come in and check to see if anybody's illegal. I remember them coming in and being, nope, you gotta have this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, and just being outright not Yahtzees about uh, how you had to be set up. It was just, I mean, it was insane to get past all the restrictions. If you came into the bar, even if you're just, even if you're just having one drink, you had to buy a slice of pizza. So when you came in, you didn't have a choice. I mean, you'd come in, you'd ask for a drink, they'd automatically just charge you for a slice of pizza. And I mean, they did what they could. I mean, they had the slices of pizza available for like $1 each. And I remember so many times people didn't want the slice, and they just leave the slice of pizza sitting at the bar. And I don't know how many times I'd be sitting here, and of course I'd buy my slice of pizza along with my soda, and I'd get my slice, I'd eat my slice, and then you'd watch people like come in and like I remember so many times I would be working, and people would walk up to me and go, "Do you want my slice of pizza?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure," or "No, thank you." But I mean, I was offered so many slices of pizza because people just wanted to drink. They didn't want to actually have to. Uh, they didn't want to. They didn't want the slice of pizza. They just wanted their liquor or their beer. It was just completely insane. So in fact, I remember when they reopened, and then like a month and a half later, Wolfie, Governor Tommy Wolfie boy, he shut us down again for Christmas through New Year's. I remember that being so pissed off about that. We actually had been going out shopping for a new couch, and we stopped by Red Lobster to get something to eat. And we're in there, and we go to be seated, and there's this one person standing at the bar, and he's watching the news, and they make the announcement, and he just says in a loud voice for everybody to hear, and goes, "Yep, right there we are, guys. We're back. We're back to takeout only. We're shut down for 2 weeks." I mean, the Democrats and Wolf did absolutely everything they could to put the bars and the restaurants out of business. And I just, so fucking stupid. God, I just remember all the hate for Wolfie. Uh, no, everybody hated Wolf. So, but we move past that. We move on. I just, like I said, I heard, all of a sudden it was brought to my attention. I was like, holy shit, that's right. So, but the one thing that came from uh, the lockdown was of um, I started the process of making my book, Scat Investigators, because I had so much time, free time. I was able to really work it out. And just all I wanted to do is instead of making this big world building uh, comic series, I just wanted to tell one story. And then if I could then, after I told that story, move on to the next book, do the next book. No, I still am not finished with that, but I mean, you take a look how labor intensive this is, and then on top of that, the fact that I just do this on the weekends. So uh, you can criticize that I'm very slow, that's taking me longer than Ethan is to do a book, but I mean, I'm not crowdfunding it yet. I will wait till I'm ready before I either make it or crowdfund it. So, um, okay, guys, back to the semi-usual topic at hand. I was absolutely right about uh, about Camelot and what happened to him in Phoenix. If you look at last Saturday's video, I called it completely. He was kicked out because of owner's points. Apparently, he was, I guess, just because he was there to compete, he got some points. He has 3 points. Um, he explained what happened and how after qualifying he was in, but yet the one car didn't even take one lap. And according to the rules, you got to take one lap. Well, apparently, the car owner and the officials were sitting in the official hauler where the officials are that do all the, you know, kind of like I guess Darrell Waltrip referred to as the Oval Office. Now, whether ARCA has its own Oval Office, where their own officials are in, I don't know. But I still remember Uh, he said how like they were in there for such a long period of time, for about an hour, and then they came out and said how he was booted. Uh, that was such a kick in the dick, and it was such bullshit. I mean, but I called it. I figured it out, and I reported. In fact, he even commented on my video, thanking me for explaining it. So that felt good that I was right as to what happened to him. So, but he's in a better place. I'm hoping he doesn't have this issue moving forward, especially now that the East and West series is now split. He should be able to build up the owner's points so he doesn't have this issue again. So let's hope. Let's hope, 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 hope. So, let's see here. Let's just keep going up here. But yeah, I was surprised how I was able to figure it out. So, he's announced that it has been made public now. Tim Pool, the YouTuber, is going to be sponsoring Camelot for the rest of the season. Not the races where he already has sponsorship, but for the rest of the races. And that's a big deal. It helps him out, means he can go to the races. It also helps out because it gives him also a platform uh, to promote himself to a huge audience. It also gives Tim Pool a great big platform. It helps with him with generating excitement amongst his fan base, for them to follow the sport and like to root on the car that he's sponsoring. And then also is it also gives him a segment on his show to talk about it. So that helps him. I'm really looking forward to it. And of course, so much of this came from Ethan sponsoring the Cyber Frog car. Ethan has come out and shown uh, what the final graphics for the car is going to look like. Looks quite nice. Uh, I am very happy for Camelot. I'm very happy, and it all came down just because of that crowdfund. So, a lot of things to be happy about. So, and he's gonna now. Here's the thing: is moving forward. A lot of the races he's gonna remember. He's got, I think it's like 8 of his races, or 4 or 5 of his races, are not going to be televised on FS1. That's where his fans who are going to be in attendance of these races, this is where they become very important to Camelot. Okay, so and Camelot needs to make this known to everybody. Is if you're going to one of these races that aren't going to be on FS1 and they aren't getting like big TV coverage, it's important for the fans to be tweeting, tweeting about it, making videos. Even if you're in the stands and just make a quick video of his car passing by, it helps out. It helps out all of us who aren't going to be able to be at the race to keep our enthusiasm high. So uh, I I hope Camelot sees this. I hope he listens, and I hope he starts notifying everybody that, hey, if you're there at the races, post a video at the beginning of the race when the race first starts. Post the video. Uh, Remember, I can't. There's rules that prevent me from having a podcast or having a camera in the car, but you guys can help out by doing this, that, and the other thing. So I'm looking very forward to hoping that we do get a lot of social media advertising or posting through social media of how he's doing at these races where FS1's not going to be broadcasting it. So it makes you a part of the, pardon me, it makes you a part of the energy and a part of the excitement. It makes you part of this this movement of following him and rooting for him. I'm very excited. Like I said, I haven't watched NASCAR for so long, and I'm starting to become interested again, primarily for the ARCA series, not so much the other tiers. But if he's able to get himself a ride for one race in a truck series, that's going to raise our interest in watching the truck race or an Xfinity race. And as he said, he's got it with Tim Pool that if he gets a ARCA, if he gets into a ride for one race in the truck series, Tim Pool will be sponsoring it. So that's great. And that's my push towards if the results are worth the energy and the money from Tim Pool doing this, I can see other YouTubers like a Rogan going out and doing his own sponsorship deal with a driver, and it might become a new means of sponsorship revenue for these cars and for these drivers. So you better believe that NASCAR is paying attention to what's going on with this method of procuring sponsorship for races from these individuals, from these drivers. It'll be very, it should make things very interesting to move forward in the series. So, okay, guys, I'm gonna back to what I'm doing. I hope you enjoyed this short video. As you can see, I'm having fun doing Dengar. And remember, this piece is going to be available at Shay's art auction in May, along with the King Cryptid piece by Pete Cimetti. So, guys, you guys all have a great day. And remember, life is stressful. Take life one dot at a time.